Inside the cycle is faith. It stands alone. It's not part of any cycle. Well, I've had faith, but I lost my faith. But now I'm going to get my faith back because I need my faith. But you never, once you have faith, you never completely lose it. I was looking at somebody, just, and anybody can write in the chat anything they want. But one of the posters there was saying, I'm mad at God. Be polite. Operate under what I like to call German rules. In the German language, you can say anything you like, but you must be polite. Tell your Father in heaven, I'm angry. I feel like I've been cheated, or whatever your complaint is. Tell him your complaint. And tell him that you would humbly and gratefully accept his blessing, his forgiveness in the name of Jesus, and that you can't do this by yourself. You just can't. Your ego tells you that you can. I don't need any faith. I don't need God. Shut up. Who sent you here? Well, you put it that way. Yeah, I am putting it that way. We only have so much control, but the greatest power that we have is faith. Now, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And the only reason I'm telling this to a public audience, we don't even know each other personally, so I don't know how many people are going to reject this out of hand or go, oh, this guy's an idiot. But the fact of the matter is, folks, I don't care because I've lived it. All I'm trying to do is share it, because there are people who are hurting out there, and if they'll find their faith, just ask for it. Ask for him to show himself. Show himself to you in a way that you cannot deny that you've been shown, and you'll never be the same. Believe it. Long enough to pray for it. Believe it, and you'll see it. But if you're so special that you're going to wait to be shown, unless he has a mission for you, and he's going to give you a drop kick through those goalposts of life because he's got a mission for you, but you're going to wait and see it before you believe it. Well, you're liable to be waiting until hell freezes over, and it's not going to freeze over. Are we here? Are we clear here for the moment? Okay. Had to do a little preaching. I cannot apologize. I just can't. There's so much pain in the world, and much of it, if not most of it, could be alleviated, eliminated with faith, not phony faith, real faith. And faith starts with understanding that we are not in control here. And these other human beings running around, I want control, I have control, I. They don't have any control either. Only momentary. Disastrous. And if what's going to wind up on their eternal resume is that they cause nothing but pain and destruction, it's not going to go well for them. It's going to go hellishly. I mean, there's a plus and a minus, there's black and white, and there's truth, and there's lies, and there's heaven and hell. That's just, I believe it, and I live it, If that rubs some people the wrong way, I can't say I'm sorry. Think about it. Get your head on straight. Come back to us as soon as you can. Whoever's been on the longest. Who has? Sonny? All right, Sonny, how you doing?
John, I'm doing fantastic. Are you guys able to hear me okay?
Absolutely, 5 by 5. What's on your mind tonight?
That was the perfect introduction, or, you really hit me with that. And so I've been trying to get through to you guys for a while, and I actually had the opportunity to talk to one of your old producers, and I was going to do a 2-part show with you, and I got involved in some public corruption probes and some other things that really took me to some kind of dark places in and around the Dallas Metroplex, and certainly has international ramifications and connections with this stuff going. I'm a special access project participant, and there's so many different directions to go with you right now. I really want to kind of take this time, first off, to thank you for having me on, and then kind of get into some of the most important things just right off the bat. And so if anybody is out there and has the ability to get onto Google Maps or Earth, I want you to go to McMurdo Station, and this is in Antarctica. It's been in operation since December of 1955 on record. There is a huge cache of documents associated with this, and I'm able to provide, as there are with virtually everything I'm going to talk to you about here. And so I deal with decompartmentalization. Thus, I have to circle back sometimes to kind of make my point, if you know what I mean, connecting these dots. But bottom line, what you're going to see there at McMurdo Station is something that has been so well hidden And it really reveals so much of what we've conjectured about, and there's been a lot of fear about. And it may be comforting to know for a lot of people that there has been so much invested in defense-related things that's associated with this, that a lot of the things that people were fearful about because they didn't understand were misguided. And I've got to tell you, I was at the front of the line on that deal. And we're looking at a temple complex on Antarctica that's ancient. It's megalithic. It is reminiscent of Göbekli Tepe. We have the distinctive T-shaped megaliths that are found in Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, of course, and a couple of the adjacent sites that are just now being unearthed and kind of publicly disseminated, very distinctly in the same type of manner that we see them in Turkey. They're there in Antarctica. And so that in and of itself, guys, is such a monumental thing. Anybody can look at this up for themselves tonight. And I'm a remote viewer amongst many other things, and I've been so immersed in the target acquisition and dissemination phase of what I'm doing, and I use social media for that. It's a matter of transparency, and essentially I can function in kind of like a counterterrorism fusion center style format, if you will, by getting information out to anybody that may be watching. And on record, I've worked with people like NSA, I'll go ahead and say CIA, and of course Department of Defense and other agencies. And it's so fascinating to think that where we are just right now in this moment, to be able to have people hear this information. And so there's innumerable different sites. Guys, I've got to tell you, the world, arguably the world's largest pyramid, I've got it under my belt on my Google Maps. I found it, remote viewing. I'm going to show it to you. I'd love to show it to you. And John, I actually put a couple of things in some comments on your Facebook just to kind of get that ball rolling for you. And that's kind of how I operate. But we see giantism reflected in Antarctica unquestionably. And this is a very convoluted issue, and it's something that I've got to tell you, I would have gone completely nuts if I didn't have not only the Old Testament with, like, Deuteronomy, 2 Samuel, and of course the book of Genesis as it relates to the Nephilim, but also some of the apocryphal works. Of course, the book of Enoch is quoted verbatim in the book of Jude. I think that any biblical literalist might want to take a look at that and say, well, if I can trust the New Testament, then why is Enoch quoted in it? We're going to look back to the Council of Nicaea there and say, well, the Catholic Church at that time removed these things, and they certainly did. And the only real discrepancy that I have with any of that stuff is the modern day interpretation of the word ells, which is ELLS. It's a unit of measurement, and according to that interpretation, then ells is let's see, three. I forget what it is, guys. I think it's 3,000 feet. Bottom line, 4,500 feet is where it says. It's 3,000 ells is what they say, and it's like 18 inches. Okay, that's what it is. And so about 4,500 feet would be the size of some of these giants according to these books. Now, that sounds outlandish, and I've got to tell you, the overwhelming proof of the fact that there have been beings that big is unequivocal. There is no question about this, and you can see that firsthand for yourself in the form of humanoids right there at McMurdo Station, as you can in other places, guys. And so,
wow,
just
amazing.
Go ahead. Wow. Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions about that, John, do you want to dive in on that, or?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're running out of show here pretty quick, but I'll tell you what, if you will just hold and give your number, we'll reach out to you, and maybe we can talk about this some more. Sonny, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at McMurdo Station right now. It's an American Antarctic Research Station on the south tip of Ross Island, which is in the New Zealand-claimed Ross Dependency on the shore of McMurdo Sound in Antarctica, operated by the United States through the U.S. Antarctic Program, a branch of the ... right? Okay, these are the people